All right, so I couldn't find any comparison charts on YouTube, and so it was boggling my mind. We had all these eVods and these smaller sub-VOD, uh, sub-ohm tube vapes. I'm a newbie, so I had to break it down and see what the heck the differences were. Anyway, this is my comparison chart, and the green is my top three based on pass-through capability, which is being able to vape while you charge. And so they have the mini USB, and then top fill, which most of them now are top fill, but the original eVods are still bottom fill. And I tried one of those. It worked pretty good, but it was a hassle, and the coil would keep loosening on me, and then I eventually shorted it out or something. Anyway, so I went with the Joy eTech Ego AIO all-in-one. That's what AIO means. Smock has one too, SMOK. And that means there's no screw-on tank, which also means, in this case with the Ego, it's very leak-proof. Its capabilities that shine are the leak-proof cup design and true to flavor performance. It's for flavor chasers for sure, and beginners that don't care about cloud chasing, blowing huge clouds, but you can blow pretty good ones. And there's lots of videos out there. You can put a 0.5 ohm coil instead of the 0.6 and use the full air intake tip, the drip tip as they call them, and you can almost chase clouds with it. That means blowing huge clouds and doing more higher vegetable glycerin eJuice. These are all the things I've been learning in the last few weeks. But anyway, and it's keeping me off cigarettes. I've been doing one analog cigarette per day, and this is what I do the rest of the day. So top three, Ego, AIO, and then the eVod Pro version 2. That one still is enticing to me. That actually has one of the bigger batteries. It's a top fill, and it's an all-in-one design. It's Kanger Tech, Kanger's all-in-one design model. It's a little bigger diameter. So here's my diameter. I guess I should have said that first. This is the length. You kind of get the idea. So a lot of them have tank and batteries as separate measurements. So in this case, I added the two. So it might be actually 164 because of the threading, but rough. And you can kind of get an idea. This is what this is. It's nice in the hand. You can compare it to other pictures of other ones. And then this is the volume. And so I'm at 2 milliliter, which if you're heavy, you'll probably go through two tanks a day. It almost can last a day if you're light vaping. 2.8 is probably perfect for a beginner, and that's the sub-VOD C. That's also one of my top three. Also pass through, also top fill. That one's 1300 milliamp hour, so mine's 15 that I just purchased, and that's 18.5 versus the 19. So same class of diameter. You can kind of tell the cheaper ones are 14 millimeter. That's what I started with. It's actually it's like a Swisher Sweet, and these are like cigars. You know, if you're to hold it in your hand like that. I'll go over the vendors here in a second, but the nice thing is you can get 5 coils for $9 on the ones here that I showed you, and these are actually pretty nice coils. You might pay maybe $12 and to ensure that they're not counterfeit. I haven't tried the clone coils yet, But either way, it's not too bad. It's about $2 to $3 per coil, and you might need to change it once a week at most. And it's pretty easy to do. The coils for these eVods, they're chintzier. The threads are well, I had a clone, so my threads were probably worse than the original eVod. So don't let me turn you off from the original eVod or the eVod glass, which you can use the original eVod or Ego battery and just get the glass tank to create your own eVod glass. So that's an option too if you're on the cheap. You can get batteries for as low as $6. Mine was a clone. It said 1100 milliamp hour, but it was really more like 400 in real life. I mean, let's be honest. You know, it was probably on the shelf for a long time, but it only cost me $10, $5 to $10. If you order from China and wait a long time, $5, and then if you want it from the U.S. quicker, $10. It's the same thing. Blister pack, eVod clone. Not a bad device. Just be real gentle with it. And that was off of eBay. So the MVS is my vapor store, I believe. I'll show the link. They charge shipping, but they have good prices. And their biggest deal was the $11.99 for a top eVod. So I worked it out. It was $5.50 to the West Coast to ship. So it would have been 17 something. Whereas Direct Vape or Direct Vapes, I'll put the link, offers free shipping, no minimum order. Anything is free shipping, even if you just order one thing. And so they'll ship it to your door for $14.99. So if you're just getting one item, they kind of win. But if you're getting multiple items, sharing the shipping with other items, this $11.99 for a top eVod, which almost made it into my top 3. Top meaning that it's top fill. So it's one of the only eVod style, which is only the 14 millimeter diameter, that's top fill, and that's crucial. You still have to unscrew the battery every time you want to charge it, and it's a small battery, and so that's why it's not in my top 3. But if you were buying some juice, eJuice, or maybe another pen to try out, say the SubVod C, which you can't get on Direct Vape, and it's $22 on eBay. So if you're getting these two items and some juice, then I'd go with this vendor. If you were just getting a top eVod or an Ego AIO, I would go $19.95 free shipping with this vendor. There again, $1 less for the AIO. So there again, if you wanted to try a top eVod and the Ego AIO, say that 5 times fast, it might be worth the shipping, because right here you saved almost the amount of shipping. You throw in some juice, bam, it works out to about the same as this vendor. So, and then this was Lighters USA. So they do tobacco stuff and Zippos. You know, I guess they're a Zippo dealer, but they've stepped into vapes. And I noticed, and they were free shipping as well, no minimum order. So Lighters USA had free shipping, and they had a small selection of vapes. So they had the top eVod. They had the original eVod, which is not a clone, and I think that's just for the single. There is a $30 kit that you can find that has 2. That's what they have in the stores often. The original eVod that's not counterfeit comes with 2 of everything, but this is for the single pen, but not a counterfeit, for $19.95. So that's a good deal too if you do want to try eVod and you want to make sure you don't get a clone. They'd be good for that right there. And then the Aspires K3. I don't have any experience with the Aspires, just the eVod and the Ego AIO so far. But the K4 is a top fill. It's a sub-ohm, meaning it's under 1 ohm. And so that gives you fatter smoke. It can give you bigger clouds. I mean, Sorry, it's not smoke. And it's fatter in diameter. It's a 22. So this is the sub-ohm category of the big daddies that can fit more liquid, more eJuice. And the K3 is the 18 millimeter diameter. So it's not a sub-ohm device. It uses a 1.8 ohm coil. So this is going to be more like the Kangertech EVOD, and the Aspire K4 is going to be more like the AIO or the Subvod or even the Mega. The Subvod Mega TC, TC just means temperature control. That's why I put that there. And it takes a top tank mini, which means a screw-on tank, which means it could take the Aspire Nautilus Mini, I believe, which is a really good tank I've heard. So this is upgradable. You get a battery basically, and you can screw on any tank, and that's a 2300 milliamp hour battery. The fat one, 4 mil tank. So this is if you want to go straight to the sub-ohm division at 35. I capped my price range at 35. I went for 25 because I bought the Ego in a store. So my local vape shop had it for 25 plus tax, obviously. And then I actually did order a second one last night from eBay. I went ahead with eBay and got one for $18.95. And it's just because I'm used to using eBay. I already have an account, didn't have to fill anything out. So I got $18.95 eBay black. In the store, I got the new gunmetal gray color, which is actually $3 more on Direct Vape. So it'd be $22.95 if you want the new fancy colors of the Ego, which I didn't realize that. But so I got a new fancy color apparently for $25 at my local vape shop. So that should give you an idea. Hopefully this clears things up as the differences. But the main things to look at, and we can do this here, and you can, take a screenshot. So take a screenshot if you want to go from the narrowest to the fattest size. Take a screenshot of that. And then this didn't work out. We can do volume here. If you care about volume. If you care about volume, take a screenshot now. This would be lowest volume to highest volume. I'm just reordering the list, obviously. And then it's alphabetical is what I did. Anyway, top 3, Ego AIO, EVOD Pro V2, and Subvod C. 2 are all-in-one designs, so you gotta be careful when you're cleaning it. You can't just run it under the faucet because you've got your battery connected all the time. But they are going to be more leak resistant, supposedly, at least the Ego is. And they're going to be passed through. My top 3, meaning you can vape while you're charging, which was huge for me because the EVOD, I only had one and it only lasted 3/4 of the day, and then I'd be sitting there staring at it wanting to vape. That's just the worst feeling. So get 2 of these EVODs if you're going to go that route, and a 5-pack of coils. That should be good. Hope this helps you out. Mets out.